What knowledge, attitudes, skills, and habits should your financial advisor have? By the end of this video episode, you will understand why an advisor needs to have an abundance of KASH. It spells the acronym KASH, knowledge, attitudes, skills, and habits, in order to best manage your CASH, cash. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been helping people for more than 48 years prepare for goals like a comfortable retirement so that they won't outlive their money. And what causes most Americans to outlive their money? The negative impact of taxes, inflation, market volatility. And so I help them be immune from those dangers. I eliminate those dangers, and I help them seize opportunities. Now, the opportunities are to convert to tax-free income in retirement. At least 40 to 60% of your income should not even show up on your 1040 tax return. And be able to link your returns to inflation. So inflation doesn't hurt you. It actually helps you. And then make yourself immune from market volatility by using indexing. Now, my favorite vehicle that eliminates the dangers of taxes, inflation, and market volatility is a max-funded indexed universal life insurance contract, but not just any IUL. I get very picky. Out of over 200 companies, I only put mine in maybe 6. And so you've got to choose the right company and the right product. But the number one reason that causes most people to not achieve what they could have achieved with an IUL policy is the advisor was not proficient in structuring it correctly and funding it properly. So that during a course of 30 years, many of my clients have earned 11% average and netted 10. If they only earned 8, they netted 7. If they earned 16, they net 15 some years. If they earned 25, they net 24. You wouldn't believe how many people's IUL policies, if they earned 11, they're only netting 6 or 7 because the agent didn't know what they were doing. And that just drives me crazy. So that's why I developed a mastermind group called IUL Insiders, where I could bring together those professionals, those advisors who will take the time to learn and stay on the cutting edge on how to do it correctly. So in this IUL Insiders group, I stress the importance of knowledge, attitudes, skills, and habits. So in this episode, I want to explain what this is. See, I think a financial professional, if you keep yours, they should have cash. They should focus on KASH before they can effectively manage your CASH. So K stands for knowledge. Well, in a nutshell, they need to have the knowledge of how to optimize assets and minimize taxes and eliminate the dangers of taxes, inflation, and market volatility. You wouldn't believe how many financial advisors that profess, I'm a CFP, I'm a fiduciary, and they do not know how to protect their clients from outliving their money due to taxes, inflation, and market volatility. They continue to tell their clients, hey, just leave your money in the market. The market always comes back, and come on, aren't you a red-blooded American? Don't you want to pay tax? And it's just unbelievable. They're not looking out for your best interest. And so they have to have the knowledge of how to do this, optimize assets and minimize taxes. Now, the next is A, which is attitudes. Now, frankly, I'm shocked how many financial advisors do not have the proper attitude where they put your best interest ahead of their own. They claim to be fiduciaries. What's a fiduciary? Somebody who puts your best interest ahead of their own. And so they say, oh yeah, well, I'm fee-based. I'm not commission-based. Therefore, I put your interest ahead of mine. And then the fees they charge during a 30-year period amount to $1 million. But they claim that a product like IUL is expensive. You have to pay $20,000 in fees on that. Well, you have to pay $1 million in fees to them. And it just drives me crazy because some of their reasoning in order to justify their way of doing things, but their attitudes are like, well, what the public doesn't know won't hurt them. Come on, just follow the herd. The market will eventually come back. And come on, aren't you a red-blooded American? You should pay your fair share of tax. Their attitude isn't looking out for your best interest. Let me give you another example of this. Sometimes I will ask somebody who touts, I'm a fiduciary. I look out for my client's best interest. I go, okay, let me ask you a few questions. So have you asked any of your clients, hey, did they lose money or did they know somebody, their parents or whatever, who lost money in the 2008 crash when the market dropped 40%? Most people say, yeah, I did, or my parents did. Okay, do you think that kind of a crash is going to happen again? Yes. Do you want to have happen next time it happens, the same thing that happened last time it happened? No. Well, what are you doing different? And then the advisor just sits there. No, their money is exactly where it was back in 2007 when their clients lost 40%. And they're acting like, well, where else is there or something? You just got to, come on, buck up. And I'm going, no. I ask them another question. So let's see if your attitude is this. You could tell that your client is a saver, okay? And they are accumulating quite a nest egg. And so they are not going to be in a lower tax bracket because they're accumulating so much money. When could you tell they were not going to be in a lower tax bracket? Golly, 10, 15 years ago, I could tell they're savers. They're not going to be in a lower bracket. I go, okay. And then Congress keeps raising taxes and they're paying off their house. They're getting rid of their deductions and they're not going to be in a lower tax bracket. They're going to be in a higher tax bracket. And you claim to be a fiduciary? Well, yeah. Well, what does a fiduciary do? It looks out for the best interest. If you knew they were going to be a higher tax bracket, why did you continue to let them defer to some future perceived unknown advantage when you're convinced they're going to pay taxes higher in the future? You weren't looking out for their best interest. You needed to get the taxes over and done with and at least convert them to a Roth. But no, you weren't doing that. Were you looking out for their best interest when you knew they were heading for higher taxes? How about inflation? How about market volatility? You left them in the market and they lost 40% twice in the decade from 2000 to 2010. Was that being a good fiduciary? You know, a lot of times they don't know what they don't know. So that's attitudes. Let's go to the S. That stands for skills. What skills does your advisor have? Well, this is really, again, it combines with the attitude. This is about you. It's not about them. But you can't believe how many advisors focus on the alphabet soup behind their name like you should invest with me because I'm a CFP. If you saw some of the questions to get that CFP designation, it is so outdated. It's like, years ago. So what's happening is that there is a lot of data and information and knowledge that is obsolete within 7 years. And so they have to stay on top of that in order to help you. So you want to have the skills to be able to implement and optimize assets based upon the latest and greatest technology. That's why Universal Life came out. And then 17 years later, Index Universal Life came out. And immediately, because interest rates came down, I helped my clients move into Index Universal Life. Now, the last part of KASH, K-A-S-H, is the H, which is habits. Let me just say this. What are 4 habits that I insist that your advisor should have, and I find very few advisors have these habits? Okay. Number 1, do what you say you're going to do. I can't believe how many advisors do not do that. 2, be on time. I can't believe how many advisors are late. Be on time. Do what you say you're going to do. Always say please and thank you. Be grateful. Have an attitude of gratitude. Appreciate. Okay. Appreciate means in real estate, it increases in value. You've got to increase the value. It's not a one-way. It's two-way. Okay. And so you want to be on time, finish what you start, do what you say you're going to do, and always say please and thank you. So these are the 4 factors that are just basic. And if your advisor is not on time, if they don't do what they say they're going to do, if they don't finish what they start, and if they are not polite and say please and thank you, That ought to be a red flag right off the bat, okay? And then after that, there's a lot of other habits that you ought to watch and be aware of. Now, again, this is one of the reasons why I handpick the financial advisors who are in this coalition called IUL Insiders. And I want you to find those that have an abundance of KASH, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits, so that they will help you by also teaching you how to have that cash, which is more important than the CASH. It's more important to pass down knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits to your kids and grandkids at the end of the day than just a bunch of CASH. You're leaving behind how to fish instead of just dumping fish in their lap. And you can learn about that on this very channel. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into laserfund.com, LASERFund.com, click on the link below, and you can claim a free copy of this book. You don't have to pay $20 for it. I will gift it to you. So when you go to laserfund.com, you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. You have to have some skin in the game. And then I will cover the rest of that cost, and I will pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy of this 300-page book. It's actually 2 books in one. This side is 200 pages, 14 chapters with all the charts and graphs. If you learn more by stories, you flip it over to this one. This is 100 pages, 12 chapters with 62 actual client stories. And so you claim your free copy. There's options there to listen and learn, watch and learn. There's even an 18-hour masterclass. But you can also see some of the webinars that we teach online all the time. And I can point you to an advisor that can help you implement this correctly if your advisor does not have the KASH in order to do it correctly.